This model kit review is of a large model here, and this is the Mercedes-Benz, the 300 SL, and it's the Gullwing. This is the original Gullwing. This is modeled in red, which I'm not really a fan of, and it is fairly large model, 1/12 scale, and it's by Revell, and it's a large box. Here you can see sort of a drawing of the finished car. This is from the 1954 car. And here are some pictures of the finished model. And let's have a look inside and see what we have. So first of all here, wow, that's amazing. This is very, very large. You can see here, this is the floor pan and chassis, and it is enormous. Very large car. You can see here our wheel wells are nicely molded. We do have some mold lines inside, but those are fairly easily sanded. Here we have the main body, again with some mold lines, but this is an older kit, so I would expect that. But this is just a very large model, more mold lines there. Okay, next we have our wheels. This is an old kit here, so we do have some dry rot, unfortunately, of these. But here you can see we've got some, these got some detail there. It's a little unfortunate that this is dry rot. These are the original rubber, and this is an old car, so as you can see these are old, but these definitely feel like rubber. These are not vinyl. That one's pretty good. That one's got some dry rot. Most of them have some sort of dry rot. Okay, next we have our chrome parts. Take okay, so here are all the old, very old chrome parts. We've got some engine pieces. Here's the framing for our windows and windshield. We've got some chrome bumpers. See, unfortunately the way they molded it, yeah, when you cut that off you're going to have a spot that's not chrome, so you kind of have to strip the whole thing and do it yourself. Here's our front grille with the Mercedes emblem. We've got some engine parts here as well, and some hubcaps there for the wheels. Looks like part of our headlight buckets. There's our instrument panel and exhausts and so on. Here's our 300 SL. These are the emblem badges and Mercedes there, but they all need to be stripped down and repainted, unfortunately. There's our fan for the radiator. Let's have a look at these sprues here. We've got some body panels. So, next we've got this must be our the back part of the this is the back part of our cabin. We've got some grills here. These parts are already falling off, and there's our front hood. Looks like it's got some hinges, so that'll come up and you'll be able to see inside. Here are our beautiful Gullwing doors, and instrument panel here. Not sure what those are for. Here's our steering wheel, and either drive shaft or that doesn't go in there. We'll have to look and see what that's for. Underneath here we've got some more red parts, and these are our wheels and hubcaps here. Here's our trunk and our gas tank with the fuel straps, the gas tank straps there. Now here we've got a bag of lots of little pieces. Looks like a lot of these things have come off of the sprues, or maybe they didn't even come on sprues. We'll have to have a look. Here is, okay, next we have our glass. Here is our windshield, and windscreen is the back here. Here are our sides. Also got some headlights there, and then our rear quarter panel. Next we'll look at all these ones molded in brown. It certainly looks like we've got lots and lots of parts. So here it looks like there's our cockpit with the dashboard there. These are the door sills and the back surround. And molding quality is not great. This is obviously an older model kit. We've got flashing and mold lines, very stiff everywhere there. Here are our Gullwing doors. This is probably the inside here, and that's the, looks like the back of our cockpit with some additional parts here. These are all falling off. Very easy to take off the sprue. Here is our cockpit with our central console, the tunnel for our transmission. This looks like this is the inside of our cockpit from the top. We've got our seats there, nice and large, and then some seats here as well, and some little pieces here. Okay, and then these last pieces here, we've got lots and lots of little ones. So here we've got some screws and metal pieces, and I'm not sure what these are for. We'll have to look and see from the instructions. And it looks like here this is probably part of our transmission. Here we've got our engine. It's going to go like that. And transmission will go on the back here, something like that. And probably part of our fuel tank there. Here's our rear diff and axle. That might be part of our drive shaft. And not sure what all these extra pieces are for. There's our steering rack. And radiator, there's the other part of the radiator. We have a gear, that's probably for our steering rack, steering column to go down, maybe something like that. That'll turn. We have some parts here for our shocks, shock absorbers and springs. And then suspension parts there. Not sure what these other little pieces are for. So here are the instructions, and some details here about the car. So it tells you where these parts come from, depending on the color plastic styrene that they were molded from. So here we start to build the dashboard and cockpit parts. Pedals go in. Assemble the cockpit. Seats go together, and looks like that's maybe luggage, not a fuel tank. And we build our front suspension, and put all those, including our rear axle, radiator, and so on, onto the chassis. And put our exhaust parts together. And steering and oil tank. Next we're going to put our engine parts together there, including transmission. Here are all the additional engine details. There's our air intake and parts of our exhaust as well. Engine's then mounted onto the chassis, and then we build our doors, the gull wings. We're building the interior roof inside of the body there, and now building the inside of the louvers and other body parts there. Putting our hood and trunk on. These will open and close so you can see inside. And now we mount our gull wing doors. That way they can go in and out, or up and down. Finally we're putting our body together there. That all gets mounted onto the chassis. All the additional body parts, including bumpers and grille. Lastly, our wheels and tires go on. These tires are old, so we might need to come up with something different. But anyway, fairly nice little model. Obviously it's very old, but large and good level of detail.